Tracy Lords.
Tracy Lord, yeah. Oh.
And Tracy Lords, yeah.
Anyway, on that note, because that's probably the lightest the show will actually get tonight, on my depraved little mind, we shall, I hope everybody's all right. If there is anybody watching, yes, it is going to be probably a bit ranty because there is going to be some government crap, government cheese, as it were. We are going to talk about the flavour and the taxation of vaping, and still the fact that nobody really is talking about anything to do with it. Apart from people like the government, us, and it seems all vape reviewers have decided that it's nothing to do with us because we're not advocates. Well, no, you're not. That is true. You don't. We're not asking you to be advocates, but we are asking you to report on something that is vape related, and therefore is news to those who choose to subscribe and watch your show. And this is news, important news, and it is something that needs to be spoken about because we're already heading on the course on what I shall call the Titanic of vaping, and the iceberg is not very far off us hitting it, and we're going to sink soon. That is how it is looking.
Yeah.
Especially since the government are going to be recommending Champix.
Yeah, I put that one up, and quite a few people I expected, so it is like, haha, it's funny. Yeah, all right. I get people want to laugh at it. It's funny. The non-funny part of it is not going to stop you. It is not going to make you quit smoking. The success rate with Champix is not very good. What it is very, very good at for a normal person without any mental issues whatsoever, it is good at causing depression.
Mood swings.
And night terrors.
And night terrors, yeah. And sweats and diarrhea and other great things. Lovely. What is not good is the fact that if somebody is prone to depression, schizophrenic, bipolar, all of those sorts of things, it will cause...
Stevie.
Good evening, Stevie.
Hi,
I hope you're
Steve.
well, buddy. And I hope that infection is getting better, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
It is really not a good drug for anybody with any sort of mental problem to have. And that is doctors that are saying that. That isn't me saying it. I've heard it from my consultant psychiatrist. I mentioned Champix to them after he picked himself off the floor and told me, don't be a fucking muppet. He said it would be highly dangerous. Bill was told the same. It would be highly dangerous.
Yeah. After
the
my
government...
my GP similarly picked himself up off the floor, having laughed enough to fall out of his chair.
It is a dangerous...
And he said, any GP that will prescribe it to somebody with my known mental health condition should be struck off.
Now, the reason, in my opinion, that the government is suggesting that we give this to people to quit smoking is very simple. It's the same as the Americans. Profits. And where does most Champix come from? Oh, shock horror. America.
Mm-hmm.
It's American drug. So the Americans are going to make money on the government. And we are going to end up with a lot more people having serious mental issues.
Yeah.
Exactly, Steve. Exactly,
Yeah.
Stevie. It is a dangerous medication. You know, I get people want to quit smoking. There are ways of doing that. It doesn't have to be vaping, but vaping probably has the best success rate, I believe.
At between 30 and 40%, where the second best is 8.
If people, and I'm not saying I know about this medication, I know about what its effects are. I know what I was told by a doctor.
Yeah.
If people don't want to listen to me, that's fine. I don't expect you to listen to me on medical advice, certainly not, because I'm not medically trained. Go to your doctor, speak to your doctor, tell your doctor your other medical history. Be that mental problems, depressions, mental problems, that type of problems. Be it if you've got a heart problem, if you've got blood pressure, if you've got diabetes, all of those are exacerbated by Champex. In fact, Champex causes heart problems and liver problems.
Yeah.
But
So why
the
is
good
it
old
being
UK. Sorry, go on, Craig.
why is it being prescribed then if it's known to cause all these?
Well, because it gets vaping's bad for you. We're heading for an American system, aren't we? This government is taking us down the road of big pharma.
Yeah.
Mm.
The government can make money. Dare I say, are the government getting backhanders from the government? Are they getting big backhanders from big pharma? I have no proof of that. And I don't know whether anybody in the government on the cabinet has, shall we say, shares possibly in one of the medical companies.
And the other thing is, why are they suggesting that over Zyban?
Yeah. As did I, Steve. I thought they'd pulled it off because all the doctors refused to prescribe it. It would appear now that it is, even America is against prescribing it to a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
The UK government now, no, that's all right. We'll ban vaping, which has far, far, far less health risks, and we'll prescribe them a medication that has is highly dangerous.
Yeah. I think at one point, Steve, they did that. Certainly, GPs were not prepared to prescribe it because of the problems.
Well, you've got 3 of us here who've all been offered it or told about it, and every single one of us has been told the same thing by our doctors, separate doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
And I won't even go down the road of Champex because I know that there's 2 people that I know that have very bad reactions with their aggression with it.
That's another issue, is aggression. It causes all sorts of. It's a medication that should never ever. It was made for the American government and the American market to aid with quitting smoking. The trouble was, and this is a drug that was never really tested. This drug has never really been tested properly. All the testing that has been done on vaping products, and they can't find anything that is harmful.
Yeah.
But
Well, they can, but they have to take things to such extremes.
exactly.
I was gonna say, yeah.
But the
Let's burn a
American
coil for
market-
5 minutes with no airflow.
Yeah.
American market
Yeah.
takes something like, well, let's go through a few drugs, shall we? That America's had a great success with. Let's go with fentanyl.
Yep, that was a
I
good
have
one.
no issue with fentanyl, as it is prescribed and used as a painkiller.
Short
The issue
term.
is the addiction to fentanyl in America,
Oh, it's ridiculous.
and the fact that America seems to be clueless on to now what to do with it. They've caused an enormous drug problem. And of course, you've got fake fentanyl coming in from other countries all over the world. And America has a major drug problem. Evening,
Thanks,
Hanky.
Right, Hanky.
Hey, Hanky.
Yeah, not doing too bad, Steve.
Yeah, we're all well. We're just having a moan on the government and the Champex thing. And the fact
But
that
I said there's another thing that came out this week, and that's the government's own report on the impact study on the effects of banning disposables and the proposed duty and possible flavour restrictions.
Yeah.
All of which say it's bad, and all it'll do is create more smokers.
I've seen it already. I saw it on a post on somebody else's group where somebody had already said, "Oh, well, if they do this with the price increase, I'm going back to smoking."
Yeah,
So people are already doing it.
Mm. Yeah, but also, I mean, think about the people when this all comes, whenever this all does come, that's going to go to a vape shop, and you think, oh, okay, they're going to buy a kit for 20, 25 quid. Then
Yeah.
the liquid on top is going to cost the same, if not twice as much. And then you go,
Mhm.
oh, fuck it, I'm not going to bother.
Well, I mean, how much is a vape kit going to cost you? All right, I just had it in my hand. You go and you buy that. Okay, that's that. 25 quid now. 30 quid.
yeah, 25, 28.
That's assuming that you get pods that don't leak.
Well, yeah, forget the leaky pod bit. But we go and we buy one of those for 30 quid. It's always one. We go and buy a
Every
pod.
fucking pod.
Some
Every
description.
pod I put in it is fucking leak.
You know, I've not had one leak on me yet.
No,
You know,
that-
Craig, maybe you're wicking it wrong, man.
Yeah, you would in the pod.
Yeah. Not enough cotton, yeah.
I just the
It's that damn method. I'm telling you.
yeah, you're damned if you're damned,
Damned
if
if you do, yeah.
There's another issue as well. A lot of at the moment, you buy a pod kit and they'll give you 1 or 2 bottles of liquid.
Yeah.
That's going to be banned under the new rules from next year.
Yeah, you're right there, Stevie. Legalizing all drugs. Just take a look at San Francisco. Look at the mess it's in.
Yeah,
I think that drugs, up to a point, there needs to be a legalization of drugs. Okay? Certain drugs. But there is a but here. If you're going to legalize drugs, cannabis, CBD, anything cannabinoid type drug, then you also need to look at, has the person who is buying the cannabis, is that going to have negative effects on the medication that they're already legally prescribed?
There's bound to be an effect.
Take care, Hanky.
Take
Yeah,
care,
see you later,
buddy.
Steve.
See you later.
Later, buddy.
There is the issue is certain bipolar, certain mental disorders. The medication that you're given, if you're taking a cannabinoid of any sort, can affect the medication you're taking. It changes it, how it reacts. So as much as say, I don't have an issue with legalizing cannabis. I don't. I think it's a great idea. I think you've got to be very careful, and I think there needs to be things in place that if you go to a shop to buy cannabis, you should have to prove if you are on any medication. It needs to be done in such a way that it's monitored.
But then
Just
that comes
open
down the medicinal cannabis route, though,
Yeah,
as well.
you have to be very careful with this.
Well, look over here how everything went recreational. You can literally go and get anything just by having a legal ID of a certain age.
Yeah, this is where the problem comes in. Something that a lot of people have not looked at is drug interaction with cannabis, particularly THC.
THC and the effect of THC on certain antipsychotics changes the way that the antipsychotic will work. It will stop it working if you're lucky, or it will change the way it works. Therefore, it changes how your mind works, how your brain is working. So you can take as much of that antipsychotic as you want, but it isn't going to do its job. And I've not got anything against I've got nothing against somebody using cannabis. I really haven't. I have nothing against it, but I do think it will be legalised in this country.
But I mean, I was on the list for the medical trials, which of course was cancelled. And then I got put on the medication I'm on and told, just stop using it, full stop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is not going to work.
I mean, you and I have to be very careful because of a certain medication, as you know, Bill.
Yeah.
You know, the medication we're on, I'm not fucking with, because if no.
No, you don't fuck with it.
It was one of the medications. Well, I don't know about America, but when you get a box of medication here, you get the little leaflet. You get the leaflet that says.
You get the leaflet.
Yeah, you get the leaflet, right. And you open, and half the time, if it's for like painkillers or whatever, you get the leaflet, you throw that in the bin, and you completely ignore it. Now and again, with certain medications, you might have a look. With carbamazepine, my advice to anybody getting it, take that leaflet, put it in a little box, lock the box up, and store it for a rainy day when you really want to depress yourself. Because when you open that leaflet, the first section, 3 parts of it, are may cause death, may cause death, may cause death. That's the first bit.
May cause lethal seizure.
From there, it just gets worse. I shit you not. It's you got things like it can cause seizures, it can cause death, it can cause liver, or it will cause liver problems, kidney
Yeah, it will.
problems, brain seizures, heart-related problems. It's great. If you want to read something and cheer yourself up, yeah, that's great.
I know when I was put on it, the psychiatrist said, until you're well settled on it, do not even look at the leaflet. Never mind read it.
Yeah,
Don't even read carbamazepine at the top. Just
Yeah.
don't look at it.
Once you read it, it's like, oh fuck. What have they put me on this one?
Yeah. He said, it's a drug. It'll either work for you or it won't. And there's no halfway house. But don't read the leaflet until you know whether it works or not.
Yeah.
And if it's definitely not working, he said, I'll know soon enough.
Yeah. And then you got 6 months.
I will do something about it.
Yeah. And then you've got 6 months of getting off that medication.
6 months to a year. Depends how high they have to put your dose.
Yeah. In my case, they've done really.
Yeah,
More
in your case, it's probably about 18 months. In my case, it's about a year to get off it. Then 3 months with nothing at all, and then 3 to 6 months with the next one to start working.
Yeah.
So basically, you're looking at 2 years of hell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Luckily for me and Bill, both of us, it worked.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
But its effects, well, simple case, its effects are legally, we're both epileptic.
Yeah.
Which means we legally cannot walk into an engineering workshop.
Nope.
Yeah.
Because they can't have the risk of you having a seizure anywhere near a machine.
Right.
Yeah.
Or be
they
round
cannot get insurance to even go in and just do something like fettling. And for those who don't know, fettling is just sat there with a file, taking all the sharp edges off bits of metal.
It is not some fettling is not some strange Welsh thing that you do with the sheep. Well, it might be. I've not looked it up, but
it's possible if you look, if in the Urban Dictionary, it might be that as well. But
squonking is in there as something else. I'll let people go and look squonking up on Urban Dictionary. It's quite funny.
Anybody with half a brain will not look up squonking.
Or Alabama Hot Pocket.
Or a Dutch oven.
There's just some things you shouldn't look up online.
And definitely don't look up a blue waffle.
Especially if you're looking for breakfast food.
That is not a breakfast food.
That's what I'm saying. Especially if just what you're looking for, because you're going to lose your appetite real quick.
Several years ago, someone brought out a e-liquid called Blue Waffle.
I am not scrubbing your poop deck. Thank you, Steve.
And the bitches were reviewing it, so we got Gail to look it up. She nearly threw up.
It was quite funny.
And Bunny just absolutely wet herself laughing. After that point, none of us were allowed to tell them to look anything up on Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, so you just go the other way and you suggest it. eSig One has a Black Friday sale on, by the way, if anybody is interested.
Yes, I have got a couple of items in a basket.
That's why he took her out for dinner.
I said it was, didn't I?
I said in a basket, not completed purchase.
Yeah, you've taken her.
Yeah.
You dodgy bastard. He took her out
You
for dinner.
sly-
Oh, I'll take you out for dinner, dear. We'll have a lovely meal. Oh, by the way, dodgy bastard. Has anybody actually seen anything that worth buying at the minute?
To be honest, nothing that really interests me.
No.
One thing I've done is I got more flavorings on the way. Should be here tomorrow.
Yep. He's bought half of Mexico's cactus crop.
Oh God! Fucking
You
cactus.
leave me and my cactus alone. I like. It's good.
He likes a
It's-
small.
It's,
He likes a
it's,
little
good, it's
prick.
good as mezcal.
So what
Yeah.
Tyler is saying is he likes to have a little prick.
I mean,
Never judge on this channel. Anyway, Stevie, you still haven't told us how well you're getting on with this infection. You keep
Yeah.
ignoring the question. If you don't answer me, I shall send your good lady a message and find out directly. It wouldn't be the first time. Last time I did it, when he did actually lost his leg, he got threatened to get a beating off her. You just need to get that infection sorted, Steve. It's serious, mate.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Don't want you being back in hospital for something.
No.
How long you been on it, Steve? You know, some of them will take a week or two to kick in properly anyway.
Yeah.
Trouble with antibiotics is you build up a tolerance to them as well, don't you?
Yeah.
yeah.
And worse still, whatever the infection is, builds up a tolerance to them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really helpful, that is.
And that's another one confused me watching a medical program in America that's talking about MRSA. What the fuck's MRSA? Then I realised it's because they couldn't be bothered to say MRSA.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
What?
Instead of saying MRSA, which is the initials of an infection,
Yes.
they call it MRSA.
Fucking hell, Steve. They really have got you on some heavy meds then, mate.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll get rid of any infection, buddy. I do hope so for your sake.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you don't get any change within probably 10 days, I'd be thinking about getting your ass up the hospital and, pardon me, getting seen, because you don't want to end up in a position where things take a turn for the worse. They've doubled your water tablets as well, yeah. Yeah, it's all shit, mate. Part of getting older, and everything falls to bit.
No, I'm saying in my case, the good news is it doesn't have far to fall anymore.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Hey, you needn't fucking laugh, Tyler. You're going to catch us up sooner than you think, mate.
Hey, you notice how often I have to sit here and move my computer when I'm sitting down? It's because my blood flow is so bad in my legs, they keep going numb.
That's not good.
No.
I mean, that seriously is something that needs to be looked at.
I've always had horrible circulation.
Yes, but you shouldn't have poor circulation at your age.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I mean, that's the important bit is at your age, you shouldn't have half the problems you've got.
Wesley.
I mean, we can partially blame the fact that the US medical care is, well,
Absent.
Shit and
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
it's non-existent, really, isn't it? Let's be honest.
I mean, I love it when I read some of the cover stuff. They're going about how advanced American medicine is. But yes, if you're in the top 5% of the country, wealth-wise,
Mm-hmm.
everybody else is fighting over scraps that haven't even fallen off the table from the NHS.
Yeah. Is that, though, Steve, is the pain that you're getting in the stump, is that phantom nerve pain or is that real pain? You know what I mean. I'm trying to not be insulting to Steve, even though I usually am, but you get phantom pain with... Yo, G. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah,
Hi,
Hey,
Jay.
Well, we
Yeah,
know what G's been up to this week. He's been polishing his guitar.
oh, is that what you call it?
Yes, that's what he calls it now. Yeah, he's been polishing
Been
his
plucking,
guitar.
plucking his strings.
He's been playing with his twanger. I hope you're
Oh,
feeling better, G.
Well, that is not good, Steve.
You gotta give it a good buffing, G. You gotta give it a good buffing now and again.
And then just remember, switch arms so you don't, hurt yourself.
No, you sit on. Oh no, that's something else. It doesn't matter.
Come on.
You sit on your hand until it goes dead, and then use that hand. It feels like your missus is doing it. Tyler, actually, you just see that?
Apparently.
Then?
Apparently.
Tyler's face went. "Oh, I hadn't thought of that."
No, all I could think is I remember seeing that from an old movie, and it was called The Stranger.
Yep. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that, Jay. It's because I know you've been a bit, for want of a better word, you've been a bit down with things.
Oh.
Life's been a bit shit. As it does with a lot of us, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I knew that anyway, mate. Was obviously with the show I do with you and Lee. It was for you not to do a show. It was pretty obvious you were not in a good place.
That's good to hear, though, Jay.
That's the main thing is that you're now doing better. You've got through it and starting to come back up, mate. That's the good bit. Always good. Always good, mate. Hopefully you should be back for the next show when we do one with Lee. You'll be back on. Well, you better be. Otherwise, I'm running out of jokes to do on Yorkshire. I've got to go back to my Scottish ones.
Tom, what's your normal go? Thank you, Mom. Bye. No, go in there and be quiet, please. Shh, I'm not leaving.
No, I wasn't going to say anything else, G. I would not say anything else.
I was going to say, I would be concerned losing 4 to 6 inches.
Mm.
He's got a Dave problem now. He's pissing on his slippers.
Yeah.
Right, what we covered? We've covered is what? No, I'm not even going to do the what's anyone vaping on because who gives a shit anyway.
I was going to say same shit.
Same shit, different day.
Yeah.
Oh, a question for you. What is anybody listening to music-wise? There's a question for you. Just because G's in. Anybody listening to anything new?
I've got the new Linkin Park album. And to be honest, it's actually not a bad album. Emily's very different to Chester.
Yeah.
I'll go outside.
You're hooked on the Pixie Juice then, G. I like Pixie Juice. It's good stuff. I just don't agree with this bullshit that's going on at the minute with Chester Bennington's son giving it the it's not fair because it's my dad's band and yeah. Fuck off, you obnoxious little cunt. Look, there's been plenty of bands in the past, right, who've lost lead singers and carried on. AC/DC, Bon Scott died.
Mm.
They replaced Bon, they replaced it with Brian Johnson, and went on to make shitloads more albums and good music. So she's good at what she does, Emily.
She is. I just want to see her go on stage in a string vest like Chester did.
Mm. I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest.
You never know.
Mm.
Oh yeah, and Floor Jansen says stop sending her emails with about string vest.
That was private.
Not anymore, it isn't. I just think that this thing at the minute is just like most things. It's nobodies, which is, let's be honest, Chester Bennington's son is a nobody.
Yeah.
He's trying to live off his father's name. Nothing wrong with a bit of Iron Maiden, Stevie?
Nope, definitely couldn't.
I've
Think
been
of a band to cheer you up.
listening today. I've been listening to Bruce Dickinson's new album. If you listen to it and you're expecting to hear Iron Maiden, don't bother. If you're listening to it and you expect a typical sort of Bruce Dickinson style of music,
Yeah.
it's good. It is good. I bought, like I said, I've got a new album, which is Pink Floyd's Atom Heart Mother, which is not a reissue, it's the actual 1971 original label. I got that at a good price. I shan't say what because it wasn't cheap, but it was a good price. But it is on the original label.
And does Alana know about it?
Alana bought it for me.
Ah.
Now that is a good woman because she knows my musical tastes, and she went and bought it.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm lucky enough to have a record shop just down the road from me, which is a bad fucking thing for me.
Hmm.
Well, it's a bad thing for my wallet anyway.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, Paul Diano did some good stuff, not only with Maiden, but with some of the projects he did solo.
I have sort of a bit of a love-hate thing with Paul. And I'm not speaking ill of the dead before anybody thinks that. I liked Paul. I liked his voice. I thought Paul was well suited to Maiden in the early days because he was another one, or Maiden at the early days were another one of those bands, very similar to Motorhead and a few other bands, who were in that crossover between heavy rock and punk.
Yeah.
And Paul Diano was definitely sort of a heavy. He could do both. He was just nicely situated with his style of singing and his voice, and he was well suited to that.
And he could sing well.
He was good. He was good. Paul was really good. I mean,
But
the
he
only
could
reason.
But he could
Sorry,
also
mate.
perform, which is a different thing.
Oh yeah, he could perform well. I mean, the only
Right.
reason that he didn't stay with Maiden is because, as he said, he was out of control. He got too used to drinking too much. That was Paul's problem. He had an alcohol
Yeah.
problem. He was out of control. You know? And I've got nothing. I think he was he certainly kicked Iron Maiden off. He stopped without Paul Diano. There wouldn't have been a Maiden like we have now.
No.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And some of his early albums, I think, were great. The whole band were great.
I mean, the thing is, Paul gave him the launch. If they'd tried to launch with Bruce Dickinson, I don't think they would have got anywhere.
Yeah, that's what I was listening to do today, Steve. Mandrake Project. I think the Mandrake Project is really, really good. I say, if you go and buy, don't make the mistake, anybody, of going and getting Mandrake Project and thinking it's Iron Maiden. No,
it's not.
It's Bruce Dickinson doing his own style of music, which is sort of a heavy rock. Light metal edge to it, but it's more of a melodic.
I say it's more melodic.
It's very much storytelling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think back to Tattooed Millionaire. That was a storytelling album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, I like the fact Dicko's doing his own stuff. I think he's done some good stuff.
Yeah.
I like Bruce Dickinson. I think he's a nice bloke.
He is, but he had his phases where he could be an arrogant git, to say the least.
Yeah. Yeah, he has gone through stages at times where he's been a bit of a.
Yeah, I mean, he did learn "Don't Piss Off the Road Crew."
He's definitely been a bit of a bell end at times, but you know, hey ho, we live and learn. Oh no, he definitely doesn't suffer fools, do he? Definitely doesn't suffer fools.
But it's when he made the mistake of thinking the road crew were fools. and we weren't.
Well, yes, it is better late than never, Mr. Dobson.
Help, William.
Hey, William.
Go to all the trouble of putting the show together and doing all the rest of it. And what happens? He turns up late.
I haven't got a notification this week.
Yeah, so did I.
You two shouldn't need a notification. You should remember what time the show is.
No, we still get the notification anyway.
And if we didn't get notifications, then you'd be over here where you're not subscribed to your own channel.
Well, yeah, there is that. There is that.
Yeah.
All we expect is you to turn up roughly on time.
But no, these.
What have you been doing in Portsmouth?
I said, what the hell are you doing in Pompey?
It's all those sailors.
Yeah.
Was it your turn in the barrel, was it, William?
I'm going to get some pieces of it for Steve.
You took the kids out for the day. Did you bring them back, though? You didn't leave them there, did you? Not again, William. I knew it. He's forgotten them again. You fucking
Hey.
tit.
That means he qualifies as a Conservative Prime Minister.
He qualifies as a see you next Tuesday as well, but here's a question for everybody, and especially chat. How do you feel about Donald Trump getting back in power? I'm very pleased that Donald's in power. I shall explain myself in a second.
You better do.
I was going to say.
This will take some doing to get out of that one.
It will, but I have a get out of trouble clause. I am pleased that he is in power because there's one thing that he said. Well, yes, we know he smells of shite, but he also said that he has asked for the resignation of our Prime Minister. That is the only reason that I said I think it's great. Well, yes, Donald has. He has actually said that. G.
Yeah.
He's actually, because of the trouble that our Prime Minister has caused, because at the time of the elections, the Labour Party and Keir Starmer came up with the great idea of why don't we, as a Labour Party, send over...
And just to wind Matt up.
You cock. We shall send, as a Labour Party, we're going to send over 100 people over to America. So I'm presuming that as a British taxpayer, we paid for this trip to support Not Trump, but to support the other side. Hey up, Lee.
Help, Lee.
Really?
Well,
Hey, Lee.
needless to say, Donald Trump wasn't very pleased about this. So, Keir Starmer has made an enemy out of Donald Trump. I mean, if you're going to make an enemy out of somebody, you might as well aim high, hadn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Well,
you're
it could have
going
been
to
worse.
make
It
an
could have
enemy,
gone to Putin.
He definitely aimed high. Just
Well, from the-
unfortunately, the 3 assassination attempts did the same.
failed ear piercing attempt.
Yeah.
Mm.
A little too far left.
No.
Hey, Elise.
No. The bags are not for
Aye,
Hi,
Lisa.
Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
Don't you come on here causing political trouble, Lee.
That's our job.
Yeah, that's my job to cause trouble. I totally agree. Down with Starmer. Not sure where we might be putting him, but anywhere. Just down. A septic tank, maybe?
Well, I was thinking of taking him out onto the moors and burying him. By the time they actually find him again, they'll think he's something like the Piltdown Man.
He ain't that intelligent.
That's your oven.
Yeah, but he'll be nicely mummified by the time they find him.
I would personally like to see him executed publicly on television. Maybe a bit brutal, but I would. With the fact of most of what he has done has been treasonous.
Mm.
Oh, now there's an idea, Lise. Yes. Well, all you've got to do is make him so he can't run, you know, maybe break his legs. Few cuts on the body. And leave the pigs to it.
Yeah.
No more Keir Starmer.
So we're gonna go over this.
Although I would suggest vaccinating the pigs afterwards.
Or to do another quote, G, like a pisshead on a curry.
So, and Julie has to work on Saturday.
Mm.
I know. I know, you've been waiting. So we're gonna go over, we're, make sure that you're ready next Sunday when I get off work, okay?
Trouble is, Lisa, we already knew that one.
Right.
Yeah. Yes. Allegedly. How hard is it to make quicklime?
Hmm?
I'm just thinking, I wonder how hard it is to make quicklime.
Very easy.
Quicklime. Bury our Prime Minister in quicklime. Gone. I don't think so, to the best of my knowledge, William. Why, are you going to start one?
Let's make this.
I'll sign it.
There's enough people who will sign it.
Mm.
I wouldn't be surprised.
At last count, somewhere around 40 million.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's already a petition being. There's a job for you, William. Go and have a look, see if there is one.
Oh, yeah.
Because I bet you there is already.
Say what?
There's certainly been a backbench revolt, hasn't there?
This is not good.
Mm.
The backbench are pretty revolted.
Lego class. Mini Lego class.
I reckon if we did one now, Lisa, I reckon there would be.
I
Oh, on more important things, how is Terry doing, and how is your dad doing, Lisa?
Actually, I'm bringing down yours.
Very truly, yes. Most Labour are very revolting. Awesome.
That's good for it. That is awesome, Lee.
Glad to hear it. Glad to
Yeah.
hear it. It went pretty. I mean, it went pretty well, really, for Terry.
Any progress with your dad, Lisa?
Need to pull their finger out their ass and get him sorted. That's it.
Mm.
They're taking the piss now. They really are.
Yeah, just a bit.
Is there
Yeah.
nothing? I mean, I'm sure you've looked into it all, Lisa, but is there nothing? Nothing you can do, like complaints or ombudsman or something like that you can.
Push back.
I'm not surprised, Lisa. I'm not surprised. You've been getting close to your temper going.
Well, I'd say you can put the complaint in via PALS, Patient
There's
and Liaison Service.
Something needs to be done. The fact that, and I hope I'm not overstepping the mark, Lisa, I apologise if I do, that this is an elderly man who's gone through enough
Mhm.
with the fact that they left a stent in that needs removing, should have been removed ages ago, and it's now calcifying around that stent. So to remove the stent is going to be not very nice for it.
Yeah.
On top
Right.
of that, he's got Parkinson's. He hates hospitals because of PTSD. Has anybody actually thought in the NHS what the fuck this is doing to somebody who's in their 80s? You know? Just
I made her a glass bottle.
disgusting.
Oh yeah.
I said ladder.
I still stick by what my dad said. Once you reach a certain age in this country, you're written off by your age. And I think he was right. You get to a certain age and the country looks at, oh, he's 60. Ah, fuck him. Fuck's sake.
All I can say to that one is, thank God Terry didn't cave.
Well, at least
Yeah.
he's got, at least he's Terry sorted. Just recovery now, getting through his, you know. Yeah, we are, Lee. Well and truly. I mean, I know we say all the jokes about being old farts, but it's us old farts that have paid into this bloody system.
Yeah.
And the issue is that money is not going to the old farts who now need that. It's going to the imported people. Exactly, Steve. But why shouldn't you get medical care? You're 54 years old. You've worked all your fucking life. You've paid into the system all your fucking life. You should now be getting that back. Be that by medical care or, for want of a better word, your false leg. You know, as much as I take the piss out your false leg, but you should be getting that money back. It's a very, very bent system, is what it is. And now that the government have decided to pick on farmers with tax on farms, that you can't hand your farm down to your family, that's a bad idea because you're picking on the people who provide our food.
Mm-hmm.
And one particular pundit of the Labour Party has said, "Oh, well, if the farmers don't like it, fuck them." You're missing the point there, really, aren't you? It's not a matter of fuck them. If those farmers decide that they're not going to produce food anymore, there's no food in the shops. There's no haulage industry left. There's no shops left. You're going to fucking starve unless you're going to grow your own food on your own land.
Mm-hmm.
That nobody can afford.
That nobody
Yeah.
can afford.
Yeah.
Crazy. No, it doesn't, William. All that work and money that you paid back into the system, it's tough shit, mate. You're tough. You don't get it back.
I said, trouble with that, Lisa, is this government's not above reducing thresholds.
I'm not being funny. Like round here is a big cattle and sheep area farm-wise. Come here, walk. I will take you for a pint into the local pub that is mostly Irish farmers. You walk into that pub and you tell those farmers, "Fuck you, we don't give a shit," and see what reaction you get back. I'll stand
Yeah.
outside because you will vanish, mate. You will disappear. You'll end up buried somewhere in a field. Without those farmers and without the food that they provide, we're fucked.
Totally agree with you there, Lee. I mean, Starmer's even tried to redefine what the definition of a working man is, so that it doesn't include if you're a landlord, you've bought property for your old age to have an income. If you've done that, you are no longer classed as a worker. What?
Yes, I did, William. I would buy a pint. If you were over here, I would buy you a pint. There you go. I didn't say a pint of what, but I said buy you a pint.
I say the way things are going, you'll get a pint of water.
Yeah, a pint of water.
Sorry, that radio's not phone. And then next to me, he's talking to kids.
Do you know what? I think it's going to be the only way, Steve, is that everybody is going to have to come out on strike and shut the country, basically. Because I don't see any other way of doing it.
Hey, 1970 revisited.
No, I'll buy 2 pints. One for me and one for you, then, William. Is that all right? Okay, now he has to come.
Working them, yeah.
Sorry, I got to go.
I don't know where we're going to end up with the country. I really don't. And all I know is we're heading for a bad place.
I mean, keep pissing off the farmers. You're going to start eating like we do.
Run away.
Thanks for that.
Processed everything.
Well, fucking ain't.
Yes, but wasn't there an announcement that they're gonna try and stop making everything ultra processed in America?
But the big thing is you got to think about the money loss a lot of these companies are going to take. So they're going to stretch it out as long as possible.
The money lost, you're already fucked as a country anyway.
Mm.
Let's face it, Tyler, your country is fucked.
Well, yeah.
You've got a leader now who thinks when money runs out, we just go to the photocopying machine and we just print some more.
Right, with nothing behind it.
And that isn't a dig at all Americans. I'm not saying all Americans are fucking wank. I'm not at all. But you as a country should have stood up years ago, the same as we should have done in this country, and said, no, this is, no, it's not happening. That's it. Fuck off. We're not having this anymore. But no, we believe the bullshit that's in the papers. We believe the bullshit that is put online. And we go along with it. Same as America does. We believe their bollocks when what we should be saying to the government is no more. This is not happening. Politicians only believe what they see, and what they see is in London. And if you're not in London, they don't seem to work out that there are other people out there who are doing important jobs. Yeah. Like Lee said, winter of discontent is coming. Oh, it's definitely just round the corner, Lee.
Yeah.
I guarantee it is round the corner. It's not going to be long, is it? And I feel sorry for people like you, people who are still working. Working for what? Because you're being shafted, well and truly being shafted by the current government. You see, William, you say about they paid off the railway workers. What we need is to have the unions be proper unions, do what unions are meant to do. Everybody is out on strike until we get a new government in place. We need rid of the current government and current cabinet in power.
Just need some water.
Because the people who are in power at the moment are dangerous. They are destroying this country. And I believe that. Sorry, go on.
First two quarters of this year's finances, we were in a small growth. This last quarter, zero growth.
Yeah.
Which means the economy's going back into recession. And we've nothing there anymore to survive another recession.
Well, the problem you've got is Labour are bringing in more and more and more non-UK residents, which are more and more of a drain on the system, which is already overstretched. It's fucking up the health system. It is fucking up the social care system.
Mm-hmm.
We're already in debt in this country. We know that. And it's just going to get worse. It's not going to get better. Even if by some miracle tonight Starmer comes on the news and said, right, that's it, I'm leaving. I'm standing down, I'm leaving. It's not going to be solved within 6 months or a year or 2 years. The damage that he's done, it's going to be 10 years easily.
the other problem is they've got enough of a majority that they will just bring in another Starmer as leader.
Yeah. Oh, it is, Lee. I know we've joked about it on your show. We've joked about it on here, you know, Little Red Book, and we'll all be going, yes, Chairman Mao and all the rest of it. No, it is becoming a communist state. We joke about the thing of that you and Lisa and all of us lot, we're probably on a watch list somewhere. I believe we're on a watch list. I totally believe that because of what we say. Some of the things I say, yes, might be stupid and they might be comical and whatever, and they're daft things, yeah, all right. But most of the things that I'm saying and Lee says and we all say are just the truth. We're saying that this is the way the system is. This is how we see it going. But you're not allowed to predict what's going to happen. You're not allowed to say what's going to happen.
And it's worse than that, though, the way they're curbing freedom of speech. You say anything against the government at the moment, you're seen as being a far-right extremist.
If I say...
They've already locked people up just for
Yeah.
speaking their mind.
We know in this country at the moment, if I say I don't agree with the immigration laws that people are coming in, I don't agree with immigration and people coming in from, let's pick a country, Syria. I don't agree with the immigration of people from Syria coming into our country. He's a right-wing Nazi. No, I'm saying I don't agree with that because this country cannot afford to cater to their needs as well as the needs of everybody in the country.
Mhm.
That is not being racist. I'm not saying all Syrians are this, that, and the other. I'm not saying they're all bad people. I'm sure a lot of them are good people. What I'm saying is we can't afford to do it. Big difference. If I was being racist, I would call Rajan, who sometimes in, like with Rajan Sagu of the Brown Party. But, you know, we have a joke about things like that. That's not me being racist. It's just a comical view on the things. And then he was the one who started it about the brown fact, you know, the brown colour.
The Brown Nationalist Party.
Yeah, the Brown Nationalist Party. It's called a joke. Yeah. You know, but yeah, the way this government is you're fucked. If you don't agree with their viewpoint, yeah, 8 million a day. I mean, Jesus Christ.
That's a lot of money.
8 million a day, but they can't afford to keep an appointment for Lee's dad's appointment, for Lisa's dad's appointment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know that one. Yeah, we know that one, William. Biden and Harris and Big Pharma in bed together.
Oh, well, that's a given.
But if you're going to say about American politics is run on one thing: money.
Money.
That's it.
It's got nothing to do with political views, political ideals, will of the people, or the good of the people. Money. That's
the front benchers' lunch and dinner budget per day. Well, I guarantee, G, it will be more than you spend on shopping a year.
Well, I've saved 780 quid so far by buying things on Mixed Price.
it scares me that the government get tax free on alcohol in Parliament.
Yeah.
But if you want to go and buy a bottle of wine or some beer or whatever, we pay tax on that. And I don't have an issue with paying tax on it. But why do the government get away with not paying tax? It's not.
But then the thing is, also, why have Scotland added a tax onto alcohol, but not England and Wales? And surely you would think that they would be able to get a bit more money with that.
You would have thought so, wouldn't you? And it would help cure the problem and cut down the problem of alcoholism,
Yeah.
which is a big problem. That costs, obviously, the NHS.
But yeah, no, it's true. They put an extra levy on alcohol in Scotland.
Yeah. It's been about
if it was
4
down
years?
to me,
3,
if it
4
was
years,
down
yeah.
to me,
3, 4
in
years, something like
Scotland, I would stick a levy of an extra taxation fee of an extra 75 to 80% on Buckfast. Just to piss G off.
Only 75 to 80%.
Well, yeah, you've got to be reasonable.
Personally, I
not
think
part-
that stuff should just be banned.
I'm not part of the Labour government, mate. Fucking hell. The thing is, if you brought, like we're saying, you bring in a tax fee on alcohol, right? Do it for the UK.
Yeah.
That helps cut down the amount of pissheads. And we all know pissheads that, there's people who like a few beers. Lee likes a beer now and again, people know that when we do the show, he'll have a beer now and again, a reasonable amount of alcohol consumption. Nothing wrong with that. But then you've got the pissheads who are claiming, oh, I'm ill, I'm this, I'm an addict. Yeah, you're a pisshead. That's your own fault. Yep, bars and House of Parliament are tax-free, William. Yep.
Yeah.
Anybody fancy a pint at the Houses of Parliament?
I would say it's worse than that because they actually pay wholesale price without tax.
Yes, I have, Lisa. We were talking about this earlier. Rachel Reeves, The Economist.
She worked in customer services.
Oh,
And worst of it
chocolate
is,
and coffee stout. Sorry, I got sidetracked.
worst of it is she was working for HBOS. So she wasn't even working for the big banks.
She's an economist.
She was claiming to be an economist for Lloyd's. She wasn't. She was customer services for HBOS,
No, she's
which
a
is
lying
Halifax
bitch.
and the Bank of Scotland.
She's a perfect Labour. She's a perfect Labour member of Parliament. She's a lying fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not an economist, is it, Lisa?
You could have given her a slap while you was there, Lisa. Oh, that's definitely a Christmas drink. That is, Lee. A chocolate and coffee stout. Oh, might have to sit and get myself one of them. I love G's so happy with himself there. I discovered on holiday my stomach can now handle whiskey again. Yeah, woo! I agree, G. That is great news.
It
Yeah.
is good news. But
Oh, I
Rich-
no doubt of that. I can't see you and her getting on somehow, Lisa. I just can't imagine it because she's just a lying scumbag. And you, well, you know, you just say it how it is regardless. Just straight out. Best way to be. No bullshit. No mincing your words.
I'll say Rachel Thieves was using every excuse under the sun to get out, to get paid for not being at work, so she could go to county council meetings when she was a county councillor.
Yeah. This being ever so slightly pished, G, was this before the chair broke or after? Mate, so long as you enjoyed it, who gives a fuck? You enjoy it, mate. Oh, God, the Christmas show's going to be a debacle and debauchery of you two pissed. The show will make no... Hold on, the show makes no sense at the best of times. But anyway.
Oh God! And if Scott and
Brian.
Brian's-
No,
if
no,
Scott
it's...
if Scott and Brian are drinking as well,
No, we don't let Brian drink. We have Scott on, he can drink, the rest of us can all drink and be idiots. Well, normal. And we get Brian on and we press go, put 10p into Brian, and off he goes.
yeah,
It's worked every other time. Nothing wrong with a wee tipple, a wee drum.
I will not be dressed in my cloak.
You should have seen what he wasn't dressed in earlier, William, when I phoned him.
Yes, I know. I got a rather big shock when I got a big shock.
That old joke of I can see your point. If he'd stood up, we probably would have done.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, sticky toffee moonshine. Now that sounds rather epic.
That sounds dangerous.
Christmas should be messy. It's how it should be. Have a good laugh. Enjoy it. All this, you can't say this, you can't do that. Fuck off. Do the show to have fun.
Mm.
I say I'm from the generation where woke means that someone's got me out of bed.
Woke. Yeah.
Rudely disturbed you.
50% proof, but easy to drink. That sounds like a, yeah.
Yeah,
I've had drinks like that before, and one that I'm lethal for, and Bill is the same, is Calvados.
oh God, yeah.
Calvados, it tastes just, it's like, if you get a good Calvados, it tastes very similar to almost like, you remember the old, like, candy apples used to get?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like that, but in a drink form. So you've got like the juicy apple and then the sweet side is.
and then
That's just
80% by volume of alcohol.
and you sit there drinking it thinking, oh, that's really nice, that. And then go
Yeah.
to get up and your feet don't work anymore. And I speak from experience.
No, it wasn't over the Jag, but I did have to. Yes.
I couldn't help that when I saw the XJ13. I was like, yeah, that one's getting
the
sent.
XJ13 has always been one of my favourite ultimate machines because that was.
Just the engineering that went into that fucking car.
Oh, it was.
It is.
Twin cam.
It is very similar, G. His Schnaps is a little bit more spirit. That sounds daft, doesn't it? It's a little bit more alcohol-y. Calvados is even less, but double the strength. So it's doubly dangerous because it's such a nice drink to just drink.
And Calvados, you don't allow to come into contact with wood.
Yeah, don't ever put it on polished wood because it'll take the varnish. Well, it'll burn the wood.
It'll burn the wood.
Oh, the shit I'm drinking's just burnt a hole in the wood. Oh, well. Yes, William, I have seen the pictures of the new Capri.
Oh, the crappy.
Have you seen the discounts they're offering on the new Capri? Yeah. Have you noticed EVs, the amount of massive discounts that are being offered by people? 30,
Yeah,
35
because the car companies have got a target of hitting 22% of sales have got to be electrical vehicles. And they can get quite penalised.
Do you know the company who had it right? Who got it right were Ferrari. Do you know what Ferrari did? Years ago, this was. The Italian government said, look, you've got to sort something out about your emissions thing for your cars. We can't have you selling all these cars because they're not, your emissions are ridiculous. We can't do it. So the then boss at Ferrari, who wasn't Enzo, he'd passed away by then, the boss went, hold on a minute, I've got an idea. He went off and bought a push bike company. And we're selling push bikes. All they did was put the sticker from Ferrari on a push bike and sold them as Ferrari push bikes. Told the Italian government that they were economical, environmentally friendly vehicles. Got away with it. That's how you do it. Italians don't give a fuck. It's like, we'll find a way around it. Fuck off.
Yeah, Enzo would have been found. But Lamborghini were the same.
Yeah. The thing is, right, going back to the Capri thing, like Lee just said, saw one in the flesh and it was fucking awful. The thing is, right, there used to be a day of going back to when we were all younger. You saw Capri, you looked at it, you thought, oh, yeah, that's nice. I like that. You know, or I always did because I like Capris. But you'd see it and you'd be like, yeah, that's a nice looking car, that. That's nice. I haven't done that with any cars, modern cars, including the car I currently drive. I don't really look at cars anymore and think, yeah, that's a nice looking car. I just look at it and think,
yeah, it's a car.
It's red. Or, it's whatever. I see cars, old cars around here quite a lot, and like classic cars. And I look and I think, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's a nice looking car. Yeah. Modern cars? Nah, fuck off.
No.
Shit.
I was going to say,
None of us drive. None of us drive a car.
Yeah. That's why I've been watching Jeff buys cars.
Yeah.
Because all he's interested in is classic cars.
Yeah. They do, Lee. All modern cars are just, they look the same. I prefer old cars. I just think they have more style. You could tell what they were without actually having to look at the badge. You could actually look at a car and go, "That's a Capri.
Well, yeah.
That's an Opel Manta.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, that's true.
blah blah
Jeffrey's
blah."
funny as fuck.
Do you remember that though, Bill? When we well, Tyler won't remember, but when we were kids, you could look at a headlight and you knew it was a Vauxhall Viva or it was a Rover or it was
Yeah.
whatever. You do that now,
Or
and
the
you
tail
look at
lamps.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd know what it was, and I'm sure as kids we all played that game. You look at a car now and you think.
In fact, I remember years ago there was that program You Bet, which was done first of all. I think it was Bruce Forsyth, and then it went to Matthew Kelly.
Yeah,
I remember that there was one of the person's challenge was identifying the makes of cars by their rear light cluster,
Yeah.
and they had the rear cluster there, and he was going through them. Yeah, that's that Escort, Opel Manta, Astra GTE, that sort of thing. Doing that, I remember that quite clearly. But you used to be able to say, oh, yeah, that's that. Yeah.
you always knew, didn't you? You knew what a car was.
Yeah.
You didn't have to look at a badge. You knew it was a Vauxhall, or it was a Ford, or it was a Peugeot, or whatever.
Or a Jag.
You know,
Sorry, my thing. I've always loved Jags.
you can always tell Jags. Always tell Jags from the styling.
Always.
I saw a 309 GTI the other day. Quite one.
A rare thing, man.
I
had William. I had 3 Capris in my time. I had my first 2-litre Capri. I had a 3-litre Ghia, and I had a 2.8 in Brooklands Capri as well. And I did have a Peugeot 205 for a little while. Oh, the Rover P5. Jesus Christ, they were. The P5, I always liked the P5 Coupe.
Oh, yes.
That was a 3.5 litre V8 P5 Coupe. Yeah. What an interior they had.
I'd say it's like, the other one I used to love was the Triumph 2.5 PI.
One of the first petrol injection cars.
Yeah. My aunt had one. Thing was, interior of the 2.5 PI, you could almost have taken it out of a Jaguar Vanden Plas.
Very similar interior. They did, William, but yeah, they were proper cars. People talk about safety. They go on about safety. If you see a car now have a crash, right? Look at how well the car crumples. It's only got to be a little bump, like you run into the car in front. And a lot of people, we've all done it. I've done it myself, little accident, and you bump a modern car, and you've probably done 3 grams worth of damage. You do that with an old Rover P5.
There'd be nothing left of the modern car.
The car in front, there'd be nothing left. The Rover wouldn't even bend it.
Same goes with the old Jags, the Mark IIs and Mark X.
They certainly did.
The early Mark X.
The Queen actually
or even the
said,
Volvos.
Yeah.
The Queen actually said the Rover P5 had a better ride quality than a Rolls Royce.
Yeah, because it was you could actually feel the road in the P5.
It was a proper. I've been lucky enough to be in a P5, been driven in one in passenger seat, never driven one, but been. Fucking hell, talk about comfort. Fucking hell. Beautiful car.
But I mean, for comfort, the old Mark II was stunningly comfortable to sit in as a passenger. Never got to drive one.
No, I've never driven. I've sat in a few Mark II Jags, but never ever driven one. My dad has, or did. Bless him.
Well, yeah, but it's the thing. Same with my dad. He had a Mark II. We also had a Vanden Plas 1300, but the work Vanden Plas did on the 1300s, the car was unrecognisable.
Yeah. Well, Vanden Plas.
The interior was completely refitted. The suspension was uprated. The brakes were uprated. The engine was tuned properly.
Vanden Plas then were a proper coach builder.
Yeah.
Which, of course, now no longer exist, really, coach builders.
No, they just became a badge for Leyland, didn't they?
Yeah, and then Leyland wrecked it, didn't they?
Yeah. But in the 70s, they were still coming off the line and coach building and completely reworking everything on them.
Yeah. And I am going to have a Davros break.
I wonder who is going to exterminate. Keir Starmer. Yes.
Toilet seat.
Right.
The thing with that Rover V8 engine, it wasn't that loud because it was really well tuned. Yeah, I know they stick the Vanden Plas label on the Allegro. What an abortion that was. Because they didn't do all the work. They did some of the interior coach work, but they didn't do any of the rest of it. On 1300, they did the lot. Yeah. The original car had hydroelastic suspension. They went through it and put McPherson struts on the Vanden Plas. And there were only little details, but when you add them all together, and he went to all discs braking.
Exterminate. I'm back. I haven't exterminated anyone.
He's back, soggy slippers and all.
I haven't got any shoes on, mate, at the minute. Don't really wear slippers, to be honest. Not very often.
You can't, they've all gone mouldy.
Yep. All too soggy.
Oh, they were loud if you had a hole in the exhaust, William, that's true. But otherwise, they were actually pretty quiet. If you wanted louder, the Triumph 2.5 PI was louder. Man, that could have been because me Aunt Liz had got a straight through put on it.
Yep.
I mean, maybe.
That's probably going to be
I shall exterminate. Ooh, that custard's good.
Yeah, so's the coconut custard.
Leave your nuts out of this.
I
Yeah,
just like
I must
winding,
admit,
I just like winding Matt up with the coconut custard.
I didn't go back. I should have picked up some of the coconut custard
You
and got
should, yeah.
distracted and got distracted elsewhere at other stands.
No, you should have gone back. I was talking to James Wednesday.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to try the peach one because he disappeared at the time and never went back. Should have done.
Young James, I am vaping on at the minute, William. I am vaping on No Name with a regen on the top and a couple of sensible coils in it. On some homemade lemon. Well, it's sort of a lemon custard, but it's got a hint of bakery in it.
Yeah.
It's a modified recipe. Bit of Innikin with the finale. The Armour with the Max on top. The very reliable leaking, apparently.
Leakless.
System. I don't have a problem with leaks, but some do, who shall remain nameless. But that's got a bit of mint, a bit of yeah, have you? I reckon you must have got the worst set of pods going. There was one set and you got them.
Probably.
Bill will be on anything that's got coconut in.
Apart from that, because that's got James's Shamrock.
This show is sponsored
This show is sponsored by
King's
Custard.
James, sponsor us. Give us custard. If anybody wants, actually, being serious, if anybody does want a really good range of custards, and James does all sorts of, he does an OG custard that is phenomenal. I love the OG. The OG custard.
He even brought out a 90 VG custard.
He has.
Yeah.
For Mac use, because James is a Mac user. And he did that for him. But it is very good.
I know you're not trying to go to bed right
But
now.
he's done lemon, he's done peach, he's done gingerbread. He did a gingerbread custard, which was quite good.
Loganberry.
Oh, you were up at 2 a.m.
The Loganberry is pretty good. And
Awesomely.
the mint custard, wherever you see it, everybody is trying to copy what James did with the mint custard. And nobody has gotten near.
Nope. Nope. Nobody else. Sorry. Nobody's come close. Had to put that one up. I totally agree, Lisa. That is fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
I'm on the damn vape nitrous with the MS Mob style thing that I got from.
Do you know, when I put the banner up, it totally obscures Craig's head.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's all right. Yeah, so as I was saying, the Mob MS thing, styled on the damn vape nitrous. But Fat Rabbit. Washed Nanomax on the Maxis. I got some blueberry menthol in that. Got some branded apple pie in the RBA. And then the manners are with some Riot Squad triple mint. And on leaking pod.
A non-leaking pod.
Yeah. Well, I'm on the same old shit that I'm always on. The collab box that desperately needs polished with the Blotto Max. And then I've also got the Asgard 30 on the MVB2 setup and the Blaze Max on my other collab box. And those I'm running Mango Peach Iced and my Grape.
Have you got your cactus juice in it?
There is cactus in both those juices. Kiss my ass.
I'm on, Blotto Max on the aspects with my own custard, which has a hint of coconut, as opposed to James's custard, which has a lot of coconut and works.
And yours doesn't?
I wasn't making mine to be custard at the front. I wanted it subtler. James's is more, it's a sweet very sweet coconut on the front. And really bloody nice. Then they're either with this standard Vincel's gone blaze on it. Then some more James's juice, because I've got Shamrock in the Kill Light with the XO bridge in it. And yep, Billy's sponsored by
Tenor for men.
And I've tried to get the recipe out of James for Shamrock and for his coconut custard.
No chance.
No chance.
Nope.
You never get a recipe out of James. I know roughly what he's got in like his custards. I know roughly what he uses.
Yeah, I know roughly.
I know like he uses V1. I know he uses V1, V2, and sometimes he uses Molenbeek in certain custards.
He only uses V1 if he knows who it's for.
Yeah.
Because he's not supposed to use V1 for sale.
Is that why when he sent my bottles, it had the label, and up the side it had Matt?
Yeah.
You just didn't rip my name up the side of the label.
Yeah, it's funny. I'll get this same. Except mine says Bills.
I was going to say, if you've been getting mine, I'm not happy. I'm going to put a complaint in. I'll put a complaint in with James's complaints department.
But I get another of his custards that he doesn't sell to anybody except those he knows. And that's all I will say.
Yeah. I would say, though, to anybody who wants any good custard, I'd say go to James. Without a doubt, he probably does the best custards.
Yeah.
The only person who came close to James with custards, actually, being fair, and I've got to be fair on him, would have been Les.
Yeah.
Les Pickens, bless him.
Mm.
Leslie's
Les
had a
was
different,
Les used to,
Leslie's were good, but they had a different accent.
yeah, they did. I had quite a few good discussions. Well, Les talked and I listened, which was often the way with Les. But
Yeah.
I had a few good discussions with Les about custards because he said, you buy it because I used to buy quite a bit off him, and then he said, are you on about my custards? He said, or are you buying, like, you mixing it? You're making your own. I said, I'm making my own. And he went, right. He said, I can tell you and he did. He told me some of the ingredients that he used. So he was quite open to telling you what he used.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, since Les passed on, I think his recipes have been tampered with, from what I've been hearing.
Yeah. Yeah, they've had that unfortunate thing that they went through the Dark Star process.
Yeah, well, I have my own personal. I'm not a big fan of one of the bosses at Darkstar. I'm not a very big fan of him. And I knew when they said, "Oh no, we won't change the recipe," I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah, you
I'll
will.
wait.
Yeah.
Well, I'll wait and see. I'll wait and see." And sure enough, 6 months down the road, yeah, recipes. People started going, "Oh, the recipe, it doesn't taste the same." It doesn't. I thought,
Yeah.
but that's just the way the world has. Like I said, Darkstar they are useful in some regards. They do some good stuff, but
They're good for some of the concentrates.
there's a couple of bottle shots that I get from there.
I know, I'll get it.
There's a couple of bottle shots I get their blackcurrant lemonade, which is really nice.
Yeah. The bottle shots are preferred drip hacks.
But I actually don't. I don't mix it the way that they recommend.
No.
They recommend that I mix it actually slightly weaker than they recommend. You need to leave it to steep longer, but it comes out better. If you do it the way they do, it will kill coils. It fucking annihilates coils.
Yeah.
But
No marker.
oh, they're definitely using cheaper concentrates, Lee. Definitely, yeah.
Mm.
Tobacco ones, from what I've been told, and I'm not a tobacco fan, as people know, but a lot of other people are, which is fine. He's using cheaper obtained nets.
Yeah, but I mean, Les put a lot of time into his nets, didn't he?
Yeah.
A lot of time and a lot of money.
Yeah.
Mm.
There's a few of theirs that are all right, William, but there's definitely a few that are a bit suspect.
What's my name?
While we're on the vaping thing, we've actually talked about vaping on here tonight, which is terrible. How do people think that the current government situation and the new rules that are coming in are going to affect the smaller juice providers?
Gonna kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've said this before. it's going to destroy small bespoke companies, the likes of Legio X, Jane, Chai Tots.
James.
Yeah. But then the thing is, if you think about it, they might go into the fact of selling it as the concentrate. That's the other way around.
I was talking to James about this the other day, and he's considering that.
I think the issue you're going to have is are people going to mix it properly?
And are they going to let it steep?
Because certain juices, like Jane's, some of Jane's do take a while to steep. I agree, G. They could do that. The issue is going to be whether we're back to that big thing of community, is whether these people are willing to work with each other. And I've not seen any of these juice companies really getting involved in the advocacy side of things and talking about what's currently going on.
The only thing I saw was from Darkstar.
I've seen Darkstar put something up.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I've seen nothing.
I saw what Vic said in his WhatsApp, and to be honest, most of that to me sounds like bullshit.
Well, I'm going to say, right, no, I am going. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it. If you were part of the Labour government and you were a secretary to a member of Parliament, why would you speak to Victor Mullen? I am sick and tired of hearing Vic come out with this bullshit of, oh, well, I know somebody here, I know somebody there. No, you don't. Stop with your lies. Stop with your bullshit. Read what we read, which is from the government website. It is perfectly accessible to any of you who want to read it. It is accessible. Go and read it. Work out what it says. It isn't, we're not talking hard work here. It's reading words. We can all do that. And then use your website with your 70,000 subscribers to go, this is what I have gleaned information-wise, and this is what I have read. This is the current situation. I am personally not going to be doing anything myself. I am an advocate. Okay, Victor, that's fine. But I will give you the information as fellow vapers.
That's what he should be doing.
Now, I will say, in case anybody watches this and goes running back to Vic and says, oh, well, Matt said this and Matt said that and Matt said the other. Fine. I don't care. I don't care what you've got to say, Vic. I am just stating you're quick enough to bring up complete rubbish and pointless information we don't need to know. You need, and as somebody else, another reviewer, Gaz, put out, well, we're reviewers, not advocates. I know. But you have subscribers. Therefore, you can pass on information regarding vaping to your subscribers.
Yeah.
Get off your arse and go and do it. Yes, there is a little bit of anger in me because I am getting sick of running into this brick wall and nobody listening. And that isn't aimed at anybody in chat. That isn't aimed at anyone here. But these people don't want to fucking listen. And in 6 months' time, when everybody goes, oh, well, what happened? The information's all there. Maybe you should try and go and look yourself, like we all had to.
No, you say
Go
sorry.
and look. Just go and open your eyes and read for once. Yeah, easily. This is
It
why
is,
people stop watching it, because they want you as a subscriber, not because they want you there for the show. They want you as a subscriber to boost their figures and boost what money they get from YouTube. But they're not giving back to the community. Believe me, I'm not doing this show, or none of us are doing this show because we're going to make a fortune out of doing it, because I guarantee that ain't going to happen.
No.
I know that. I'm doing it because I enjoy doing it. Having a bit of a giggle with everybody, having a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
And if I can pass on some information at the same time, fine.
And so the main thing is where the information we're giving is what we get from official sources, not
Yeah,
these
bad dog.
supposed. Well, a secretary was talking to a boss of a company that I know.
Yeah. Well, obviously, that's definitely going to be easy or something like that.
Yeah. A friend of a friend was talking to a secretary, an undersecretary.
The thing
They're
is,
not-
William, is you're
they're not
right.
the people in power.
You know, you say about, I'm not asking Vic to take up the banner. I'm not asking Vic to be an advocate. I'm just asking Vic to actually put it out to his subscribers.
Yeah.
Todd, another one. Todd could be doing the same. His attitude, from what I've seen, has been very much the same as everybody else. Oh, well, it's not my problem. It's not my job to do it. I'm afraid to say these subscribers that people subscribe to and people trusted, they're not interested. They're there for one reason, themselves. Quite selfishly. And
I'll say,
that's fine.
the one thing that the big subscriber numbers gives them is they get all the free shit.
Would I like to get free shit off companies? Well, I wouldn't say no. I must admit, I'd like to get free shit off some of the big companies. Yeah, that'd be great. But
Something we were talking about earlier that's going to come up. It's no longer going to be legal to give free samples with anything to anybody when it comes to e-liquid. That means all the companies at the moment, you buy a pod kit from them and they give you a bottle of liquid or 2 bottles of liquid to get you started.
Yeah.
They're not going to be allowed to do that anymore. That
They
comes
would
in
probably
early next year.
they would probably amalgamate that into the price.
So they've got to put the price up.
So there's another tenner on top.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not allowed to give you the bottle of e-liquid.
the only thing I can say regarding the juice thing is people getting hold of what they want to vape. I've said it before, is for people to start learning how to mix their own liquids.
Yeah.
I accept that it isn't always easy to learn, but there are a lot of good people out there perfectly willing. Bill will, who will sit there and say, yeah, you want to know how to mix a basic liquid, basic custard, a basic whatever. Yeah, I can teach you that. if you say I want a custard that tastes like Shamrock from fucking, James, no, it's not going to happen because I can't do that. But I can put you on the
I can get you close.
yeah, and then you can try and maybe refine that yourself in time.
Would I put it this way? I'm buying my liquid from James, the Shamrock salts. You know, do I get a decent price on it? Yes, I do. I'm buying a lot of it at a time because I don't know when I'm next going to go through to see him.
Yeah.
And he's going through a lot of it.
Mm.
Oh, I might be getting through a bit.
Right, as it is now 2 hours and 10 minutes of waffling, I think we shall call it a night, and you can do your goodbyes.
Right, I'll go first this week. It's actually been quite a good show. We didn't get as ranty as we thought we might. Although we did have enough rounds.
I behaved.
Mm.
But Facebook groups there, and if nothing else, there's always some good car porn on there. Always.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
If you ask me nicely, there could also be some good porn. But no, anyway.
No, that'll have to be done in private messages, Matt. You know that. Oh, hang on. That's what you got done for, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
It comes in a brown paper email.
we're most of us are around at some point, so if you need to get hold of us, whether it's mixing, you're struggling, whatever, we're there. We will do what we can, and I just hope everybody has a really good week, and I'm looking forward to next week already. Might be a bit better. Over to you, Tyler.
No, thank you, Bill. Well, I can't say a whole lot you didn't already say, man. It's Facebook group is always going to be there. It's never going to be an issue. You guys need any of us. Like I said, if it's coming down to all these regulations and everything, dip your toe into mixing. It's try something simple. At least get used to the idea of mixing and not having to worry about how much it's going to cost to buy a bottle next week. But yeah, don't have much to say. Anything has been said, it's going to be said again. We always do. All right, Craig, say your goodbyes.
My tip came off.
Your
We
what?
all have our problems. Fortunately, that's not mine.
Carry on.
Yeah. Sorry, lost my train of thought. Yeah. Thanks everyone for joining us. Hope everyone has a good week. As Bill and Tyler says, the group is there if anyone needs anything. We usually are. Oh, bit late, Dave. We're just going.
We're just going, Dave.
Yeah.
His timing is beautiful.
Yeah.
That's the one, Dave.
Yeah. Just in time for the end. Yeah. Pleasure to see you as usual, Dave. As I said, group is there. Anyone needs us, we're always there. Hope everyone has a good week. We will be back again next week for our usual bit of banter and whatnot.
Oh, got me tip.
And I shall pass that on to Matt.
I'm just trying to throw everybody off tonight with general comments.
You and your leaky tip.
Hey, you leave my leaky tip out of this. The rash has cleared up, so it's all right.
Oh, the ointment worked.
The leeches work. David, next time try and be here on time. Stop being selfish and doing your own show. Yes. Well, AIO, Dave. AIO. AIO. We shall have to have a catch up with you, David. We have to have a proper catch up, mate. I do miss
I
chatting
did
to you.
get a notification, Dave. Yes, there was a notification that you were. I didn't realise you were streaming. It didn't say you were streaming.
Was he playing with his submarine in the bath again?
Oh, I think he was doing his trucks.
Mm. Truck stop, Dave. The mind goes. Anyway, I'm meant to be doing the goodbyes, right? Yeah, we
Mm.
will be back next week, unfortunately. Unfortunately for everybody, we will probably have some more info on what's going on currently with the government situation and so on. We will have a look at that. All I can say is if you guys want to read up on it, you know where to find it. It's on the government website. All the information is available to everybody publicly. There is a lot of reading involved sometimes, but it is worth it. Yes, Mr. Leaky Tip is saying goodbye. Be quiet, David. Behave. Else I'll put you in a timeout. It's quite refreshing having the power over Dave. And yeah, I hope everybody does have a decent week coming. I know things are not looking great with government and the country, and money situation is probably crap for most people. It's not good. So be there for each other. Try and look after each other. Need a chat, know where we are. And as Dave's moaning because I haven't finished the show yet, so I'm just going to keep waffling. Yeah, big love to everybody, and we shall catch you all next week. So for now, goodbye. Goodbye, David.
Bye.
Bye.